Women love bad boys. Oh, yeah, they do. They fall for them all the time. Maybe you're not a bad boy. Maybe you don't think you're a bad boy. But most importantly, you need to give off the perception of a bad boy, even if you're not. So, in this video, I'm going to reveal the 7 things that will instantly make you a masculine alpha, i.e., bad boy to these women. Oh, yeah. And so important that you come across, at least perceived, as a masculine alpha. And I'm going to get into these 7 things right now. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. But first, I created an ebook and an audiobook. They're both free on how to be better with dating younger women. And also, I'm now doing Google Meet group coaching calls every Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a subscription service. It's basically $5 per week or $20 per month. And you can join any of these sessions each week. And you'll not only hear from me on a specific topic each week, but you'll also hear from other men and the tips that they're going to share, as well as their stories. But let's get in this video. Okay, so bad boys. If you have been married a long time, you're most likely not going to be a perceived bad boy. This is what happens to almost every single married guy, right? He gets complacent. He starts to not really take so great care of himself, and his confidence is beaten up. And I share the same thing. That's what happened to me. I started gaining weight. I wasn't dressing all, bad boy-ish or sexy, to say it like that. And or just in general, the man in general is just very um you know very meek, to say that word. Some men look literally like Mr. Rogers. Okay. I'm just gonna call it out. So I think of guys like Ben Shapiro. I think of Matt Walsh as an example, and a few other men out there that are giving relationship advice, but yet they look like a Mr. Rogers, right? If they were single, oh man, they would have such a hard time competing in the dating world, because women ultimately, and even in the marriage, want a bad boy. So here are the 7 things that I'm going to go over that maybe you're not a bad boy. This is all for you to be a perceived bad boy, because that's what women are going to go for. And this will help you elevate your game instantly, like overnight, okay? So that she doesn't see you as a dad, she doesn't see you as a grandpa, and most importantly, she doesn't see you as a Mr. Rogers, because nothing sexually attractive about any of those guys. All right, so number one way to look like a bad boy is muscles. Duh. You guys need to, I keep saying this in my videos, you need to get back to the gym. You can reinvent yourself in as little as 3 months, okay? Average is about 3 to 9 months. You can basically reinvent yourself, drop a whole bunch of body fat, and change the way you look. I was guilty in my marriage. I didn't go to the gym nearly as much as I should have. I started gaining weight, and I started looking like shit, to be honest. And that's not sexy to the women that you're in a relationship with, or your wife, or let alone when you're dating. The more muscles you have, okay, you can have too much. You don't want to be bodybuilder, but you know that. You don't need to be jacked. But having muscles will automatically put you in the category of a bad boy, okay? Number 2, facial hair. Sure, you guys may not have facial hair, and you might have hair up here. I'm bald, duh. But facial hair, women find that sexy and they perceive you as a bad boy when you have facial hair. That's just a fact, okay? Number 3, this one you've probably never heard of before, but now when I say it, you're going to go, oh yeah, shit, that makes so much sense. Number 3 is black. Black leather jacket, black t-shirt, black jeans, black boots. The color black on anything that you wear already will ooze bad boy. And you can put a combination together of that. If you walk in on a date, you have a black leather jacket, you got a black t-shirt, black jeans, okay, black boots, they'll be like, what the fuck? This is what I'm talking about, okay? The color black in your clothes already signals to them, okay, this guy is mysterious and he's a perceived bad boy. Number 4, ripped jeans. Yes, holes in the knees. And you might be thinking, come on, man, Silver Bachelor, that's for teenagers. Look, man, I'm 52, okay? And I've been on hundreds of first dates. I have no trouble at all attracting very young women and attractive women, right? And I'm 5'7", okay? You guys probably have way more advantage than me in terms of height, but it's not all about your height. It's everything put together as a package. And I I've slept with quite a few women very early on, only one date, maybe two dates, whatever. And a lot of that has to do with them perceiving me as a bad boy. Okay. So ripped jeans, I encourage you to get a couple pair of those. Number 5, this is also something you've probably never heard of, is open body language. When I say open body language, take up fucking space. Like you're like this, man. You got your arms like you're sitting there on the couch or on the chair in the bar, whatever it is, and you take up fucking space. The more closed you are, you have your hands in front of you, hands or arms crossed. That is not, bad boys don't do that. Bad boys take up fucking space. They're like, yeah, this is my territory, bitch. Okay. They take up space and they have open hands. Always show your hands open. Don't keep putting your hands in your pockets, because this is actually psychologically, if you have your hands in your pockets, people twitch. Even when you're walking by them on a sidewalk, they twitch because they think, what the hell's in his pocket? Is this something dangerous? So you keep your hands open like this, and when you're communicating with them, you take up lots of space. That is a bad boy signature move. All right. Number 6, this is obvious, but maybe not obvious, is that you don't give a fuck attitude. So I'm just going to explain this one a little bit. You are unapologetic. You speak your mind. You're direct. You're spontaneous. You are sexually flirting with her, and you're teasing her. When I say teasing her, I mean you're kind of poking fun at her. So let's say she's always late, right, for things, and she says that, and then you say, well, hey, I'd like to take you on a second date, but I know you're late ass. You're always late, so you better not be late next time. This is what I mean. You can tease her in ways that you actually bring up a fault that she has, but you could actually have fun with it, being spontaneous and sexual. So something like this: the night's going great, and you say to her, "Hey, look, I'd like the evening to continue. Let's go back to my place and have a drink." This is what I mean. You're so confident. Even if you get rejected, who fucking cares? At least you make your move. More times than not, she's going to say, okay. And that's obviously another sign she's into you when she agrees to your plan. Or you're at a restaurant. Let's say you go for dinner, right? I'm not saying you have to go for dinner on first dates, but let's say that the date is your first or second date. You're sitting there, you're having dinner, and you say, I have an idea. And she says, what? Let's go to this cocktail lounge. It's 2 blocks from here and have a drink. So this is what I mean about being direct. Or you say, hey, I think you're really cute, and why don't you come here and give me a kiss? Okay, I got to just give you this quick story. So I remember one time, actually a few times, but the most recent time when I wasn't seeing somebody and I was dating, and this was like date number 2. She comes back to my place. I use the same line. I was like, let's go back to my place and have a drink. She's like, good. She's on my couch, and she's kind of lying there, kind of sexy. And I knew she was definitely into me. And I put my hand on her hand and I just said, come here. And she just obeyed. She just came, and then we started kissing and we ended up being intimate. And so this is what I mean. The bad boy, again, doesn't mean you have to be a bad boy, but the perceived bad boy is she's like, this guy has oozing confidence, okay? And a don't give a fuck attitude. And just one last thing about the don't give a fuck attitude is when it comes to politics, when it comes to world issues, whatever, hold your ground, be educated about it though, please. But okay, I'm in Atlanta, right? Atlanta is in Georgia. Georgia is a red state. What I mean by that, it's concealed carry and open carry, okay? And if you are supportive of the right to bear arms, do not be apologetic for it. Be unapologetic and say, yeah, I believe people should have the right to protect themselves. And that's my position. Flat out, boom. And she will appreciate that. And she will probably like you more because you're not trying to please her by agreeing to all of her views. You're like, no, wait a minute. This is my view. Right. So for example, uh, I know I'm staying on this topic a little bit, but this is important. So for example, I'm 52. I don't have any kids. And I get this question all the time. Do you want children? On dates, date number one, they're asking me, do you want children? And when they're younger, right, they're the most fertile. And I typically date under 35 because I don't want to date somebody with children, ideally. And so she's asking me, do you want to have children? And I say, nope, I don't want to change diapers at 52. Boom. It stuns her for a moment because in her mind, she's like, fuck, I really like this guy, but maybe I do want to have kids. I don't know, but he just said he doesn't want to have kids. They respect you when you are decisive and you are speaking your mind. You're unapologetic with your attitude. Okay, so number 7, last one. Last one is, again, this is all about how do you either become a bad boy or perceive bad boy. Is number 7 is having cool or dangerous hobbies. Oh man, women love this. So as I made a bunch of notes for examples. You play the guitar. That's fucking cool. That's pretty bad boy. You are the drummer. You play the drums. That's fucking cool. Okay. You build shit. So you are a DIY construction stuff. Like you build cabinets, you build tiny homes, whatever the hell it is you're building. That's fucking badass. That's cool. Women love guys that can build shit. Okay. You are into fast cars or motorcycles. Women love that shit. Okay. You operate heavy equipment. Okay. Even though you might be thinking, well, Silver Bachelor, women typically go for men that make all kinds of money. Not all women. And there's a lot of women that like blue collar men. I've seen it on dating apps where they've said blue collar men only. And if you tell them, yeah, I'm a crane operator or I drive a backhoe or operate a backhoe, whatever the fuck it is, if it's some heavy equipment, that's fucking cool, dude. All right. Just saying, it's cool to me. I'm like, if I meet somebody and they're a heavy equipment operator, I'm like, fuck yeah. Right. You rock climb, you shoot guns. Maybe you're a hunter. Okay, yeah, you got to be careful with the shooting guns thing and the hunters because women don't really like guns and hunting in general. So you got to be very careful. But maybe you skydive. Maybe you scuba dive. Maybe you ride something fucking dangerous, but it's fun. Like one of my toys is a hyper scooter, to call it that. Imagine this, an electric scooter, like the ones you can rent, like the Birds and the Limes. But imagine an electric scooter you're standing on that can go 90 miles an hour, has 33,000 watts of power. It's 120 pounds. The equivalent of 33,000 watts into horsepower is 45 horsepower. So you're standing on this thing, it's 45 horsepower and it weighs 120 pounds. Basically, it's equivalent to a lot of 700cc motorcycles, like maybe the older ones. So that's dangerous. That's fucking cool. Anyways, so that's my list of 7 things that you can do to help yourself become a bad boy or a perceived bad boy and get more women to like you and let alone sleep with you. All right. But I want to hear from you in the comments if there's anything else you would add to this list for the viewers. Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.